What's up, everybody? My name is Nate, and today on this subject video topic, I'm going to be answering a question that a lot of people have actually been asking me outside of YouTube, and that is how to invest, and specifically investing for beginners. Now, the type of investing that I'm going to be talking about here is pretty much investing in stocks in the stock market. Now, for those who don't know what a stock is, let me explain. A stock it's a type of investment that represents the ownership of a company. And basically, any stocks that anybody believes will go up in value, they tend to buy. A lot of investors, myself included, invest in things like Tesla, Apple, Microsoft, because we all know that more than likely they'll go up in value. Now, here in this video, I'm going to be talking about the steps to invest if you are a beginner. So you don't want to miss this. Now, I will say if you do enjoy this type of video content that I put out and you would like more of it, I just ask you to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. And with that said, let's not waste any more time and let's get the video started. Now, before I start the video, I must give a disclaimer. Of course, we all know stocks definitely go up over time as the days go on and the years go on. But that doesn't mean it doesn't have its disadvantages. Definitely, you will see some losses when it comes to investing in the stock market. But however, if you want to gain any type of investment experience, stocks are normally a good place to start. Now, basically how the stock market works, it's kind of like an auction house if you think about it. Investors can buy and sell these stocks among themselves. And of course, they can always exchange the supply and demand of each stock that they decide to trade. Now, in order to get started with stock investing, step number one is just basically to decide what stock you want to invest in. Now, this all comes down to what you choose that you want to do. You can choose anywhere between interest in a stock, what stock you believe will go up. If you want to invest in Apple or Microsoft or Tesla, you can do those. It will cost not too much per share to own a stock. Like, have you ever thought, instead of buying their brands, why don't you buy their share of a company instead? Instead of making them money, how about you become the share of a part owner of a company and they make you money as well? It all depends on what you decide that you want to do. You definitely have to do your research on the stock market if you want to see any type of capital gain. And you definitely want to be smart about when it comes to investing what it is that you want to invest in. You will definitely have to do your research on each individual company when it comes to what you choose to invest in. Now, if you want to, you can easily have somebody manage the account for you if you don't know what to choose. Now, step number two is that you want to open up an investment account. In order to invest in stocks, you need to get an investing account. It's another word for a brokerage account. Now, I personally use Fidelity. That's free and it costs you nothing when it comes to trading. It's an online brokerage account that's most likely to offer quickest to the least expensive path to buying stocks. Not only that, but with brokerage accounts, you can open up individual retirement accounts, which is also known as an IRA. There's plenty of brokerage accounts like Robinhood, Fidelity, and many others. Now, step number three, I would say, is to know the difference between stocks and stock mutual funds. So I'll break it to you like this. Mutual funds let you purchase small pieces of a company. They let you purchase small pieces of many different stocks across the stock market. Things like index funds and ETFs, they're the kind of mutual funds that can really track an index. It's like this. When you invest in the stock market, when you invest in a personal fund, you own a tiny share of that company. Now, you can put several funds together and diversify it and build a very great diverse portfolio. Now, as far as individual stocks go, say there's a specific company that you want. You can buy a single share or very few shares of that said company. This is another way where you can really diversify your portfolio when it comes to investing. Now, for those that are looking for more of a retirement savings, looking to retire off of their stock investings, I would say definitely mutual funds are the way to go. But I will say when it comes to individual stocks, if you pick the right ones, you can definitely see a great growth in that stock portfolio that you decide to choose. But I would say the odds are of an individual stock making you handsomely rich is very, very slim. Now, I would say step four would be set a budget for your stock investment. Now, it all truly depends on how much the share is. There's stocks as low as $10, even lower than that, all the way to $1,200 or more. It all depends on what the company is on how the expensive the stock is. Now, personally, if you want mutual funds and you have a small budget, I personally recommend an exchange traded fund. Now, when it comes to mutual funds, they're technically costing around $1,000 or more. However, if you purchase an ETF, they can cost you as little as even less to $100. But as far as how much to put into an investment account, There's truly really no minimum, but I would recommend, in order to get started, anywhere between $200 or $1,000 can really get you good started. Now, if you are starting with less than $1,000, it's fine to just buy one stock and just add more as things add up over time. Now, most financial planners always recommend saying between 10% and 15% of your annual income you should invest in the stock market. Now, number 5 on this list, I would say the 5th step that you would want to do is focused on the long term. And what I mean by that is, when you invest in a stock, buy and hold. Now, the famous Warren Buffett has always said that the S&P 500 is the absolute best way to spend your investment. It's the best investment most Americans can make. And if you decide to choose individual stocks, you truly would have to believe their long-term goals when it comes to how the company will do in about 10, 20 years. And one thing I would say, that if you choose to buy and hold your stocks, you won't necessarily have to look at these stocks every single day. They're not going anywhere, but they can only go up in value. However, periodically, it's best to check to see how the stock markets are doing, to see how well the company is doing, whether it has a history of going up or if it's declining. So now, if you do follow the steps to study and do your research on investment in individual funds or mutual funds, you'll definitely want to revisit your investment portfolio a couple of times a year, just to make sure that it's on track with your investment goals. Now, when I would say when is the good time to invest, there is no time like the present. Investments are long-term dedications. So if you want to see long-term capital gains, you basically buy and hold and have no plans of selling. The investment time horizon is a good 5 to 10 years. Now, of course, you can lose money in the stock market if you don't know about the fluctuation as far as how stock prices go. My model is to buy low and sell high. When it comes to me personally, I would pick definitely the S&P 500. And as far as individual stocks, I have shares in Apple, Tesla, ExxonMobil, Cheesecake Factory, and a few others. I have about 10 different streams in my investment portfolio that generate me a good size amount of wealth. You should also definitely take a look as far as international stocks as well, but to each their own. It's just, stock market is just how a musician should handle it. Buy and hold. Buy your gear and don't sell it. But that's just me. But when it comes to investing for beginners, there's really no time like today, because you have working with you a thing called time. You have nothing but time. It's the best way to start today. There's very little to no risk of you doing it. It's a great way to practice and build wealth. And by investing, you have a high chance of smashing the like button for the YouTube algorithm. So with that being said, you guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this very informative video. I post 3 times a week. Please do support the channel. Please hit the subscribe button, the like button, and the notification bell. Also, let's talk down in the comments. You guys have any questions, I'll be sure to answer them. Yeah, and if there's nothing else, thank you for watching. Have a great day.